I never conquered when it came sixth grade, just held such better days. Days when I couldn't wait to hide under the bleachers and make out with a girl who got the bullies round to beat my ass into the ground. I can't wait till I get home to plot a revenge plot alone. Okay, that didn't quite work, but you get what I'm saying. I'm John Renton with the retro review of Valentine, one of the worst holiday themed slasher movies of the last 20 years, 25 years, who the fuck knows? It's about 20 years old. I just missed the anniversary of it about, 2 weeks ago, or about a week ago, and I don't remember it being very good, but I don't remember it being this goddamn shit. If you're unfamiliar with this movie, it's from the director of Urban Legend. And when Urban Legend is the bearer of the two slasher movies you directed in a 3-year period, you know you're in fucking trouble. And that's nothing against the director, but goddamn, he didn't get a lot of material to work with. Now, this movie has David Boreanaz, who plays the character of Adam. He was Angel. He's also in Bones. Denise Richards. She plays the character of Paige, not to be confused with the wrestler Paige, even though this character does sleep around a lot, or at least it's implied. This is one of the laziest slasher movies I've seen in quite a while. You had Marley Shelton, who was in Scream 4. She was, Deputy Hicks. She was the blonde deputy that was always hating on David Arquette. You know what? She actually played that role pretty damn well. You had Jessica Capshaw. I had to write some of these names down because, honestly, the characters really didn't mean much of anything. She played the character of Dorothy. And then you had Katherine Heigl, who didn't last very long in this movie. And yeah, there's going to be a lot of spoilers here. This movie is really fucking bad. It's obviously centered around Valentine's Day. And if you couldn't tell that from the title, like Valentine, I don't really know what I can do to help you. It starts with a boy named Jeremy who, they're at a 6th grade dance. Everybody is, everybody, literally everybody in the world is in this school gym. Might as well have been because there were so many goddamn extras here and it was the cheesiest stuff possible. Socially awkward, he's asking girls to dance. He just wants attention. He just wants to dance. As anybody would in 6th grade, whether you're 11, 12, whatever age you are in 6th grade, you just want attention, whether you're a boy, whether you're a girl, whatever. You just want attention from somebody that you were attracted to. Well, every girl blows him off. And then he talks to a girl that we don't find out her name, even though it's pretty obvious who she ends up being a little bit later. But, she's a bit of a bigger girl, but she's like, all right, yeah, I'll make out with you under the bleachers that are just right here. They're not bleachers outside, they're inside. This is a weirdly designed gym. And some bullies see what's going on here and what the hell? Is this guy being pervy towards you? Well, yeah, he is. She lied because she didn't want to be making out with a guy that apparently is just nerdy, but nothing really wrong with him. And they proceed to beat the shit out of him. And he also suffers from a nosebleed. And oh no, what the fuck's going on here? And then smash cut to 13 years later, and all these students, or, all these 6th graders are now in college, even though that would have made them about 24 to 25 years old. You would think that they would be out of college by this point. But, all the kids have grown up and now they're all beautiful people. Cue the song of the artist that is kind of a piece of shit, but still a great song. Man, there are a lot of shitty people that have created great shit. I mean, really, that's kind of the bad thing about you don't really want to be too envious of people when they could be deep down piles of shit. Anyway, so yeah, 13 years later, and we've got, all the girls who refused Jeremy's advances and refused to dance with him, and the girl that lied, are now grown up, and they're pretty people that are, all friends somehow, yet they don't make this connection that any weird goings-on have anything to do with Jeremy until way, way later, even though you would think they would remember shit like that, like a guy getting the shit beat out of him because they all refused to dance with him. And, it starts so badly. You had Katherine Heigl's character, who is on a date with this guy named Jason, and she's supposed to be in college. This guy looks like he's pushing 35, and he's hitting on her. Oh, he's like this, he talks in the third person saying, oh, Jason likes your dress, Jason likes this, oh, Jason expects this out of you. Typical creepy guy. she kind of just blows him off. Then they have to split the dinner bill because he's a piece of shit that doesn't want to pay for it unless she goes to bed with him. She's smart by not going to bed with a STD-ridden guy like this character. Not saying the actor, but the character just reeks of needing Valtrex for life. So she goes back to doing an exam because she's studying to be a doctor. She's at a morgue. She's going to cut up a body. She gets a weird Valentine's card that basically says, like this creepy message about bleeding from the neck. Oh, that's really violent. And then suddenly she turns away and the body has disappeared. How she did not hear the body being moved is absolutely ridiculous. And then she's like, oh no, what the hell is going on here? Whoa, oh wait, the body was moved. The body's there. And then suddenly the body starts breathing. Oh my God, what the fuck is going on here? How in the world did this happen? How did the body get moved into the freezer that she finds it in without her noticing? She was literally 5 feet away from the goddamn thing. And then she basically has to run away from the killer that's wearing this weird, Cupid doll mask, this Cupid mask. It's not quite as goofy as a Happy Death Day mask, but still, at least Happy Death Day leaned into the fact that it was a stupid slasher. This tries to play it way too fucking serious. A lot of urban legend shit all over here. And I don't mean just, I don't mean urban legend stuff like, oh, pop rocks and soda and stuff like that. I mean all the familiar tropes where they were done at least adequately in urban legend, even though that movie has not aged well. But they were done so badly here. And then she gets dispatched hiding in a body bag when this killer's just stabbing people, stabbing the dead bodies and stuff like that. It doesn't look like I'm doing stabbing motions there. And she gets found out. He unzips the body bag. After unzipping 3, he stabs a whole bunch and then finds wait, she's got to be there. She couldn't have possibly escaped somewhere else. Unzip. Oh, okay. And gut. And then scene. So we then, go to like the rest of the people. Basically, she was like the catalyst to what was going to end up happening, even though we already had that with the earlier scene. So we had one start and then we had another start and then the actual story starts. And boy, what a story it wasn't. This really was the music was really fucking bad. Not even like badly composed. It was just badly inserted. Like the jump scare music and all that. It was just so painfully generic. Shelley, so we do that stuff with Shelley. That was Katherine Heigl's character. And then every character's fucking stupid in this. Like really stupid. You get Paige, Kate and Adam. Kate and Adam are dating David Boreanaz's character, but he's a drunk. He's trying to get clean. And she wants to give him a chance because she knows he means well. And it's not obvious that Adam actually was Jeremy, but no, you're not supposed to notice that because people can change in 13 years. That point is driven home like a goddamn railroad spike to your goddamn skull. And then more tricks get played on these girls. We get some maggots in a chocolate box. How those got in there, I will have no idea. Did he cut the chocolates open or bake the maggots in there? How did this happen? What he put in there? He should have put toes in there so the maggots would have been in there. Just go really gross. And for being rated R, there's a bit of good gore, but a lot of it's really cut. This is like if they cut a lot of shit out of the Black Christmas remake. Actually, it's like if the Black Christmas remake was made really bad. This isn't as bad as the 2019 version, but anyway. Paige and Lily suddenly are like, after the chocolate thing, hey, remember that guy Jeremy? That guy that we refused his advances and then he got, bullied and everything. And I wonder what the fuck happened to him. Because all these cards were signed JM and we never put that together that this guy that we were mean to in school could possibly come back and get revenge on us. And then we get a weird, we get all these video screens, like a bunch of stacked big TVs and video walls for this like art stuff. And this weird guy is like hitting on one of the girls. And then, oh wait, here's my girlfriend. She likes to watch. Why don't you come with us? What do you mean you don't want to come with us? And then the girl suffers the slings and arrows to the gut. And then she falls over some stairs into a dumpster. None of these murders matter and none of these characters matter. At one point, one of the guys that's obviously a sleazeball character named Campbell, this girl's like, well, you shouldn't be with him. He stole a whole bunch of money from me. I invested in his company, an internet investment. And man, the internet, that thing's never going to fucking work. Wait a minute, it did fucking work. And boy, the technology, even 20 years ago, it's amazing. Because I was 20 years old when this movie came out. And it's actually astounding to see where technology, came up. So we get more, we see more Valentine's cards. We have a detective that comes in, real creepy guy as well. A lot of sleazeballs in this. They thought it was a joke. They didn't think to mention this guy, but all because Dorothy lied about what was happening. And Dorothy clearly has nothing to do with this, but that's just going to be, a not so, subtle curveball that they throw just to hint at a fucking sequel. It makes no goddamn sense. None of the stuff in the last part of this movie makes sense. It was filmed in 42 days, and I would have guessed 2 weeks. Not even that they read their lines badly, but it's poorly written, poorly acted, and it's not even like the actors in this movie are bad. It's just very one note. He was in reform school after that because he got beat up because he kind of went nuts. Jeremy did, and then was in a mental hospital. They can't find Jeremy, but hey, they tried to figure out with this face recognition and aging technology that reminds me of when the Sega CD tried to do 3D stuff, or the 32X came along, or Sega Saturn. Remember the weird blue face guy on the Sega Saturn commercials? That's what it reminded me of. So the old cop was flirty and very gross, trying to get with Denise Richards' character, as one does at that point, I suppose. And one guy, a creepy neighbor, tries on this girl's underwear, Kate. He breaks into her apartment and is trying on her underwear, and the killer grabs an iron, hits him with it a few times, and then takes the cord and swings it at him repeatedly. It's just so fucking hilarious. And, yeah, that Campbell character's a real goddamn peach. Absolutely fucking insane. He gets offed while trying to light a pilot light in the basement, and there just happens to be a stump with an axe on it. Why is there a stump with an axe on it in a basement? I'm not saying that a big mansion should not want to keep an axe, maybe to cut down some trees or cut up a body or whatever. I'm not here to judge rich people. Why is there a stump with an axe in the freaking basement? Oh, because somebody just said, hey, this is a good idea. We'll do that. We're not going to do it outside or have him go into a crawl space or, have him go into some other area of the basement. No, we're just going to put a stump outside, a stump in a fucking basement. So anyway, we get another party. Fortunately not with video screens, just full of idiots. The cell phone technology in this made me long for when cell phones actually were used to call people. I haven't used my phone to call anybody in, I would say, 4 months, because that's not what a cell phone is for. At least a smartphone. Paige gets a guy meets her from this earlier speed dating thing, and then she takes him up there, and he tries to sleep with her. And she basically kind of dominates him, ties him up. Denise Richards tying men up in 2001. Some people would be into that. And she friggin' pours hot wax on him and leaves him. What the fuck happened to that guy? He never escaped. Did he escape? Who the fuck knows? They just decided to cut characters out because they had nothing better to do. It's filmed in 42 days, so I can't imagine they spent any time thinking we probably should give this character an out. Nobody cares about any of these characters. Everybody keeps being dumb and really horny and trying to hit on everybody at this party. At one point, this girl that was the ex-girlfriend of Campbell says, hey, wait a second, Dorothy, the one, the girl that was the heavyset girl in the heavyset girl in the first part of the movie. That's my necklace that he gave you. Give it back. No, I won't. And then she goes somewhere trying to take it back. And then spots the killer in that Cupid mask, taking the hired help that he had just killed off camera. A lot of off-camera violence, despite some violence on camera. And then he just essentially kills her, breaking some glass and then stabbing her into it. Man, that is a pain in the glass. It's in the glass of madness. I don't know what I'm on about anymore. The detective heads to the party, but he is dispatched off screen as well because we get a power outage. After Adam's been drinking, and the power outage happens where everybody just gets fucking killed. It's ridiculous because, Paige gets trapped underneath the cover of the hot tub, and there's a power drill being used. Because Slumber Party Massacre had to make a comeback here. Was it Slumber Party Massacre or Slumber Party Massacre Part 2, Electric Boogaloo? That drill falls in there, gets in the water, and that just somehow shorts everything out. Okay, cool. Everybody leaves. And then this one line, it was so fucking on the nose, I nearly screamed. And I actually remember, just like saying bullshit in the theater. Everybody else did. Adam's no angel, but he's not a murderer. You get it? Because he was an angel. Do you fucking get it? Do we need to show you Elijah Dushku? That might have helped this movie, honestly. And then Kate and Dorothy argue. Dorothy's like, you always treated me like the fat girl that you knew in school. You never liked me. And then Kate, finds a detective, his head in a koi pond. He's being coy about it. Boy, I'm amazed if anybody's watching at this point. And she goes back in. Everybody has left or is dead. She finds Adam and is like, oh, it's me. Yeah, I'm still here. All this like, oh no, it is him. By the way, this killer was also having nosebleeds, and then we didn't see anything about that. We didn't see anything about Adam having a nosebleed because you had to keep that secret, even though it was obviously him. So they dance and says, well, you were so, you mean something to me. All these other people can die for all I care. She ends up kicking him in the dick and running away and getting a gun out of this big old mansion, gun closet thing that they have there. And then she suddenly falls with the mask killer and, oh no, what the hell's going on? Here's Adam. He shoots the killer. Who's the killer? It's Dorothy. What? What? Why? They don't know why. Maybe it's because she bottled up all that shit from when she was a kid. When Jeremy got beat up. Because she lied and got him sent to a mental institution. I'm not saying you should lie and you shouldn't, maybe come clean when people, don't actually do something to you. Whether you're a teenager or not, or whether, you're almost a teenager, you always, should tell the truth. But I don't think that would eat up at somebody to cause them to be a killer. No, it was a cop-out because then they're waiting for the cops to arrive and suddenly blood starts falling on Kate's cheek and Adam has a nosebleed. It is Adam. Maybe Adam was doing the killing. Maybe Dorothy suffers from nosebleeds. Maybe they mated and the nosebleeds got passed on to her. It's like It Follows. Who the fuck knows? They never made a sequel to this, and this is all I gotta say about this fucking movie. So, yeah, anyway, there were two killers in it, and Adam got away with it, basically. Or, who knew? Who knows? Spaceman from Mars came in. Anyway, agree, disagree with what I said. Like, share, subscribe. Twitter handle in the description. I'm John Ritlin. I'll see you soon.